So exciting news starting tonight. We will be posting our live Zoom sessions that will be commencing in December for our new series on sacred poetry for spellcasting and Tarotic writing for spellcasting. So it's basically a writing and creative arts online Zoom group, collective art for spiritual awareness and spiritual growth. I'm very excited about some of these exercises. I just wanted to jump on and kind of explain what the first couple of classes are going to look like next month. I plan on doing 3 sessions a month. These are not going to be attached to like a new Patreon tier or subscription tier. These are going to be buy-ins. So on Patreon, there is that little section, if you visit us, it's the shop section where you can buy into different live Zoom events. And that's where we're going to post these classes, the dates, the times. You can buy in. If for some reason you can't attend after you buy in, we do email you the full recording, so you'll get all of the exercises, all of the information. But I'm really excited about it. It's something different. I've been talking about doing this for a hot minute. I'm finally doing it. So what I wanted to talk about just is what these classes, at least in December, are going to look like. So starting with the tarot, we are going to be using the tarot in a very divinatory way. We will be pulling cards for each other. We'll all be pulling cards for everybody in each session. We will be using those cards that come up for you to design characters, to design short stories, short narratives with a past, present, future aspect to it. We're going to be exploring topics like hopes and fears through the tarot. So there is a lot of intuitive writing. There is a lot of just learning different creative writing styles. And of course, there's the divinatory properties of using the tarot to write. So very different than my usual encouragement to just journal, We talk about that all the time. And I want to take it a step further. So we'll be using things like the 5 senses, writing like very short narratives, using the tarot to describe different sensory experiences. And we are going to have group writing and collective writing. So think spiritual ad-libs, right? So that's going to be exciting. I'm excited for that. I will be teaching fundamentals like, beginning, middle, endings, when we're writing these short narratives, just to kind of give some pointers in terms of fluid writing. But all levels are welcome here. You don't have to be published. You don't have to be a professional. This is just supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be awareness oriented. It's supposed to be divinatory, and it's supposed to be group based, collective energy based, kind of feeding energy to all of us. I will have prompts like, so each session will probably start with a short prompt, pulling cards. I'll be prompting a question. Tell me about yourself today, or describe yourself, using that Tarotic symbolism, the numerology, the colorology. It's going to be really fun. I'm kind of just kind of flashing over it here for the video's sake. But I wanted to give you an idea of what this would look like. So some of the prompt examples, writing from the perspective of the spirit of an unborn child. So I'm just giving some examples. I think it's going to be fun, especially the ad-lib part of it. But it will help us explore things like our goals, our motivations, internal conflicts, shadow selves. That's a hard topic, and this writing is very good for shadow self exploration, which we all should be doing all the time. But we're also going to be using the minors, not just the majors. I think a lot of people think of just the majors with Tarotic writing, but the minors represent emotions, right? Your intellectual emotions, your physical emotions, your emotional emotions, your spiritual emotions, those aspects of your life. And so we'll be using the tarot for that as well. So I'm very excited. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, because then there's the poetry. A couple of months ago, I think it was maybe 2 months ago, I did a presentation on the muses where I talked about sacred poetry, and I actually gave some exercises and examples on using poetry to craft spells, to cast spells. And this is going to be a lot like what I talked about in that muse session. However, we are going to dive deep here as a collective, as a group. We're going to be doing 9-line poem exercises. We're going to be just kind of, developing power words. We're going to be talking about possible futures, writing poems about possible futures. And we're actually going to be divining and pulling in ancestral teachings through these exercises. So I'm very excited about that. Let's talk about a couple of the other groups we'll be offering. So I think we are going to be doing an astral travel group once a month. I'm thinking we'll see how it goes. I already do the dream tending group once a month, and you know, obviously I love that. I've been doing it for a hot minute, but the astral travel group, we're going to be doing a lot of dream work. We're going to be doing a lot of journaling and logging. We're going to be talking about the dangers of astral travel, especially the group platform for that. We're going to be talking about journeys, out-of-body experiences, and we're actually going to be doing a lot of concentration exercises. So I'm just looking at my list so I don't forget to tell you what's going to be in these. So yeah, with the astral travel group, if we're going to be meeting once a month in Zoomland as a group discussing, kind of planning some journeys together. This is going to be very experiential. We're going to talk about, you know, fixations, emptying, fantasy building, visualization exercises, all part of this concentration exercise program we're going to develop together. And then we are going to be doing 5 different group journeys through liminal dream space, astral travel base. So that isn't going to happen obviously right off the bat in December, but that is the goal of the group. So even if it takes us 6 months to get to the first journey, that is the goal, is a collective astral travel experience. So I'm very excited about that. One other thing, I am looking for a space here in the Twin Cities. So if you're in the Twin Cities and you know of a great rental space, please hit me up because I am looking for one. I am looking at doing monthly face-to-face meetups for spiritual artwork here in the Twin Cities area. Some of the things that I wanted to do is, there's so many things I want to do, you guys. Like, my mind goes a million miles an hour, honestly, it does. But creating oracle decks, creating scrying mirrors, making our own personal grimoires, using alcohol ink paintings. That's actually using fire to paint with fire. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it is so cool. And I have all the safety equipment, so it's fine. Mixed media mandalas. I want to get together and make these amazing mandala sculptures. So I am looking for a space. If you know of a space in the Twin Cities, please hit me up. Other than that, I'm hoping that by midnight tonight, I will have the astral travel and the Tarotic and sacred poetry writing groups posted. You can buy in. It's $10 a session. If you can't make the session, I will email you the video, which will have the complete session with all of the exercises. But yeah, that is where we're at today. It's the end of the month and I'm trying to get ready for tomorrow. Stay magical.